Da-da-da, da-da-da. Sound like I'm coming out the old NFL, but it's the NBA hour. What's up? Back with Coach Tony, season 4, episode 406 with your mans and them, the one and only Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. Man, tonight, you guys have been talking to me, you've been texting me, you've been saying, look, man, what's up, dog? The NBA is coming. When we're going to do a breakdown on the preview, I want to see what you're talking about. I want to see your thoughts in the league. Well, tonight, we got a little bit of everything. But before we talk about that, do some housekeeping notes. Make sure you take the podcast. You like it, because I know you do. Make sure you share it with your friends. Make sure they share the podcast with other people. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the show, because we're one of the fastest growing sports podcasts, giving you quarter by quarter sports information, and we've been just rolling. It's been great with the guests we've had. But tonight, riding sidekick with me is none other than my girl, the one and only Val, the voice. But before we bring her out and get on the show with me, Val, you know what to do. Drop it.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up.
Man, welcome back. Season 4, episode 406 of the Pull Up Podcast Show. Throw a couple of shout outs real quick. My guy, the one and only Dr. Franklin Daniel, here with Unique Dental, Smyrna, Tennessee. So if you're in the Nashville area and need your teeth done, takes care of my pearlies for me and everything else, make sure you go by and check out Dr. Daniel at Unique Dental in Smyrna, Tennessee. And also my nephew, the one and only that dropped that track, the Pull Up Podcast Show. He will be in Atlanta, Piedmont Park, October 25th and 26th with a lot of bands and a lot of producers. So if you're in the ATL, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Birmingham, South Carolina, you want to get down for a nice weekend, get down to the A and check out the show. Now, back to the Pull Up Podcast Show. We're going to bring my girl Val the voice out, because tonight's show is going to be very interesting. We're going to talk about a few hot topics. One, the NBA kicks off tomorrow, so we will get the NBA preview and breakdown. But before we do that, man, it may be some storms and some hurricanes and some tsunamis coming along Golden State's coast. I know they kind of inland in San Fran area, but we're going to talk about the Ayesha Curry situation with Steph. Man, I know they've been talking about it in the Breakfast Club and all over the place. I want to get your opinion here on the Pull Up Podcast Show. Then we're going to talk about a little business and how the NBA ball players, the legends, have gone on to not only have a historical Hall of Fame career in the league, but now having a Hall of Fame career in business. So we're going to talk about that. So as we kick the show off, let's bring out my girl, the one and only Val Voice. Welcome to the show with your boy, Coach Tony, on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
What up?
Man, what it do, Val?
What it do, bro?
Hey, you tripping. I like it. Hey, but at least you got the coordination right. We got the Bulls color tonight. For y'all that don't know, we always rep the shot. Keep it solid, keep it solid. And the Bulls going to be on some things. They squeezed into the playoff last year, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on, let you know kind of where I think they
It was a squeeze. It was a squeeze, Coach. It was a squeeze.
It was like a squeeze with a pair of tweezers squeeze.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I did a little research in our conversation for tonight, and Ayesha Curry.
Man. Let me kick this off. And Val just threw the horseshoe on the horse's foot real quick. For those that don't know, this particular week, last 10 days, Ayesha Curry, the wife of Steph Curry, has been on different podcasts, The Real and a few other shows, just talking a little bit about the situation of her being the, what's a good word, secondary option like if you're on a football team, secondary option in their marriage. And that her husband, Steph Curry, the all-time great, the NBA Hall of Famer, right? Kid at the crib, cooking food, raising the kid. Not one, not two, not three, but just like his rings, he got 4 kids. So he's dropping a kid per ring. And this guy is squeaky clean, like Windex. You know what I mean, Val? And out of nowhere, the wife has done some illmatic things. But let me rewind the tape, Val, to kind of get the audience a little bit of a kind of like where we come up to it. Based on what I was able to look up, 2016. Do you know what happened in 2016?
I am going to guess, did it have anything to do with these two we see on the screen, or was something else that happened in the NBA overall?
In the NBA overall.
Okay. I do not know what happened in 2016, but you're about to tell me.
All right. So in 2016, the Cleveland Cavaliers with the LeBron James goes back home from Miami, and they meet none other than Golden State in the finals. And it was the infamous block because Golden State was up at the time. They were up 3-1. And no team has ever come back from a 3-0. They were up 3-0. No team had ever came back to real deficit to ever win. And the Cleveland Cavaliers won 4-0 to sweep the last 4 games. And that was the infamous block that LeBron James had on Andre Iguodala, Chicago's own West Side, Andre Iguodala. And the block was basically heard around the world. Put LeBron on a whole nother level, put the situation on a whole nother level, and of course, Cleveland get their ring. LeBron becomes hero because why? He leaves Miami to come back to Cleveland to get them the well-deserved ring that they had. That night, championship night, 11:35 p.m., Ayesha Curry releases a statement on Twitter. It says, I won't be shut out, but I'm just saying, I'm sorry, because I don't understand, and I lost respect, and I'm sorry, absolutely, for what I'm about to say. But the NBA is either rigged or they want to do something for money or ratings. I'm not sure which one it is, but I'm just not going to stay silent about it because we should have gotten our just due. So she basically came out in 2016 and said the NBA was set up with money, being rigged, everything else. If, basically the team that's supposed to win doesn't win. And it said a whirlwind because this is Steph Curry's wife. And with him being the quiet statue that he is, all of a sudden now he's thrusted into a conversation. And if you remember back in the day, Val, he did all of his post interviews with what? He brought his daughter on stage. He brought the baby all the time. So now all of a sudden you're starting a situation, you're starting something that doesn't even exist. So to kick this conversation off, Ayesha Curry's been on these talk shows, and she's been talking about how she's the second fiddle and that Steph is getting all these googly goo eyes in public, but she ain't getting none. And she's
googly eyes. I'm gonna need you to explain what that means. Googly. You look like you're having a seizure or that something is going wrong with your stomach. Are you okay?
Not if you're in the bar. I got that mess. I'm like, okay, I see what she's doing right there.
Okay, that look I get. Okay, that's a checkout look. The other look you gave me before, it was almost as if you were a little woozy or something like
I got you.
So that's a look. I don't know.
That's a look Steph gets from the young ladies. She's pissed off because she felt that they've been dating since high school. So I want you as a female to get where I'm going. I want to hear your opinion. And they've been dating since high school, way before he became the Steph Curry Hall of Famer. And that she felt that he was going to be just your simple, average, everyday ball player, maybe make a good college career, do what he ever had to do. And then all of a sudden they get married and she's the shit. She's like, hey, ain't nobody top me. And you got that little $30,000 high school coaching job, and you're little Steph Curry. But I'm the one who wearing the big draws in the family. You know what I mean? But instead, she becomes secondary, the wife of a billionaire, right? So the question I have is, did Aisha cross the boundaries of privacy between a wife husband who are superstars, mega superstars, or was she just simply being transparent about her own insecurities and what's going on in their marriage?
All right, let me get to some facts here.
Because she came up on that Jada Pinkett show. I'm like,
okay, all right, yeah. Let me slow you down real quick because I didn't let you talk for a good little long minute here. Okay, to address what you talked about in 2016, she apologized and the tweet was deleted. She issued an apology explaining that she had tweeted in the heat of the moment because
don't matter.
Let me finish my statement.
I got
She
you.
tweeted because she was in the heat of the moment. She later told People magazine she regretted her choice of words and that's not what she truly believed. And the incident led to a significant online mockery and criticism, and it was widely discussed on social media, covered by all the major markets. Now, hopefully this is what you're seeing here. This is her. Now, this was recorded in July on this podcast called Call Her Daddy.
Call her daddy. That's this year, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was this year, July. Now, this was something I found out because I listened to about 3/4, about almost the whole interview. And at the very beginning, she starts to, she's getting questions about her life and what's going on with her. And the young lady who interviews with Call Her Daddy, she asked very, gut wrenching, not gut wrenching, but very gut level, open questions. Now, here's the thing. She started this particular interview with, I might put my foot in my mouth, but right. she even kind of started with this. I might start off this wrong.
But what's going to happen with that, Val? Not because if you call me one morning, man, you talking about putting the show together, right? And you say, Coach, I might put my foot in my mouth. What do you think my reaction is going to be before you even start to tell me what we're going to talk about?
You're probably going to say something that is, not that cool. But here's the thing, and this is in defense of Alicia Curry, because I feel like the marriage between her and Steph is between them. They've known each other for a very, very long time, and
high school.
It goes back to high school. Now, here's the thing. She wanted to be I think a model and an actress. That was her thing, according to Call Her Daddy podcast and a few other.
Why couldn't she?
So she decided, when she went ahead and got married and they started to have kids immediately almost. So I think what we're hearing from her now is someone who, how your parents told you, don't just run off with the first person that you fall in love with or whatever. You just live a little life before you, get settled down. Right. So I think if they got married at 22 and they met each other in high school, who knows if she's ever had any experiences outside of that. Now, here's the thing. Expressing how you feel and being transparent, that's what I got from her. I didn't feel that what she shared was mean-spirited. I didn't think she was trying to belittle her husband. I was hearing things of, she's saying these things to put Steph in a bad light. And I'm thinking, if you're in a marriage, I've never been in one, but if you're in a marriage, it should be a partnership, and especially one that is a wealthy one. It looks as though she's jealous of her husband and his success. But if you're married and you truly understand what it means to be married, his success is my success, and my kids can get bigger and I can go back and do what I want to do. But many women have had that struggle where their desires and things that they want to do take a back seat to what their husband does, and her husband Now, when she came out and said, well, I expected him just to be a high school coach, I didn't know it was going to be all of this. But then later in the interview with Call Her Daddy, she talks about how, the fame of everything, someone peeks into her, she's breastfeeding her first daughter, and they said, well, you should do something. Well, you knew what you were getting into. And she was totally, she was going over, what is that? What is that? Postpartum depression. That's what a lot of women go through after they have a kid. So here's the thing. There are conversations that you have just between you and your hubby, and then there's some that you have out. Here's the thing. Because her husband hasn't said anything, I feel like he already knows. It's coming to it. This podcast was recorded in July. It started to pick up last month. And I'm thinking, where is this coming from? And it's because, and I'm so grateful you did this, we don't trust her as the public to come out and say something, because we're thinking about 2016, she just went off the rails and said, this is happening. So is this another thing she's doing? No, she's a woman that got involved with a future NBA all-star champion who is insanely popular and Hall of Famer, all of these things. And all of the things that I wanted to do and achieve, I've had to put that off to the side because I want to care for my children, which they got married in July, and 3 of their kids were born in July. I don't know if you know that. July,
baby. All my kids are in July and all that. But we're gonna jump back on this because I got a comment for Val. We're gonna take a quick break, pay some dues here because we gotta get some bills, keep these lights on. Val, let's pay some bills. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, and Val, the Voice Johnson, on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. For every Monday, we break down the game quarter by quarter and give you information as well as break down the coach. Join us on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Bounce the boys and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast show. I said bounce the boys and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the Key Spot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. Key Spot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. Key Spot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. I got my girl riding sidekick, Val the Voice Johnson. A couple of comments here. We're talking about Steph Curry and Aisha Curry. Gia, that's exactly right. She said, hey, listen, it's my girl Gia. She was like, this is a conversation that she should have kept between her and Steph, and I get it. And I'm going to make a comment, but I want to make sure before I make my comment, I want to let Val finish what she was saying in a moment. She was making a statement for those that are just tuning in about the Aisha situation. And Val felt that from a perspective of a female, where she was at, who she's married to, the whole situation, got an opportunity to be young. Now she's on a talk show and made some comments based on the questions that was coming at her. So Val, go ahead and finish.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I feel like Aisha's entitled to her feelings. And I totally understand it as a woman. I've never been married, but I do understand that if you get into marriage, it's a partnership. It's a business contract. That's why it's a whole lot of drama when you get divorced. It is what it is. But those conversations about, I think there was another conversation she had, not on this particular podcast, where she wished that men would look at her and and some other things. She was pretending like she took off her ring or something. And
that was on the reel.
That was on another podcast, another show. And a lot of people, kind of, reacted to this. And I feel like the haters are really going after her. She's a beautiful girl, but it's just some things that she's saying that people that really like Steph Curry or who would want to be in her shoes, like be married or a fiance, what do you call it? A mystery. What is that called? A mistress or whatever. It's like, yeah, whatever, the side piece, whatever they call it. If I was in your shoes, you should just sit down, shut up, and just raise the children and don't say anything. And I don't think that's the case. I feel like have those conversations with your husband. We don't need to know about it. But then on top of everything else, you are entitled to feel what you feel about your marriage and how some of the feelings that you're going through. But I just feel like sharing it with everybody. That's why they have therapists and counselors and all of those wonderful things. But and because he's such a big brand, if there's an envious thing that's happening, that's something that's definitely shouldn't be expressed out. That's something you should be talking about with your husband. But here's the thing, because Steph Curry has been extremely quiet, and even I think last month defended her, according to the Breakfast Club. I feel like the two of them have had those conversations. They've been together long enough. And if he was really upset and been like, oh my gosh, she keeps embarrassing me, I'm going to divorce her. That's not happening. That's not happening. So, but here's the thing. Just make sure that you, as my father would say, don't write a check your behind can't cash. I'm sorry.
Your dad said, don't write a check your ass can't cash. Let's keep that real. I'm cleaning it up. Don't talk with your dad. I know your old man. I know what he said. Let me tell you something. Coach Richardson just sent me a complete boomerang of what I was going to say. And I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, Val. I'm going to put it on the other side, because me being a ball player, me being, playing ball, knowing I'm working with athletes all the time, Coach Richardson said, hey, she wants to be in more of a limelight in her stats, what she get. And she also was all over the screen in terms of Steph, because you got to remember, Coach Richardson said everything except the one piece. No different than Juanita Jordan. You are marrying at that point in the 1980s when Juanita was with Jordan. Was she marrying Jordan or was she marrying the brand?
Here's the thing.
No, just that. Was she marrying Jordan or was she marrying the brand?
In her mind, I think she was marrying the man, Jordan.
Correct.
I don't think she knew about the brand. She didn't know anything about a brand.
And at that time, as well as I know, Michael Jordan could have became mayor of Chicago because the brand was huge. It was only two people, possibly three, that could have become the mayor of Chicago in the 80s. And I'm going to give them to you because Val may or may not know. But I'm going to ask Val real quick and I'm going to give her the answer. Who could have been the possible three sports figures or maybe four sports figures that could have left their sports and been the mayor of Chicago in the late 80s and 90s?
They could have left sports and been the mayor
of Chicago
in the late 80s or early 90s?
Correct.
Oh, Mike Ditka, the coach of the Bears.
Ditka possibly.
That's possible because he brought us to championship.
Exactly.
In 85. So
I love Ditka.
At that time, yes. If I'm thinking about Chicago, who was in sports as well as, I don't know if Jordan could have been a mayor. I don't know about that. I'll throw his name in the ring because he was very popular in Chicago sports. And then if I was to do another sports person, would I go to another sports outside of basketball?
Yeah, of course. Just tell athletes in the city of Chicago, sports-wise. We got 5 sports teams, us in New York and LA.
Oh, what was the guy's name? Baseball has been very good to me. Chicago Cubs.
No, he could have been a player.
Sammy Sosa. I don't know. That would have been fun to have seen that.
He was
Oh, I'm so
tainted.
sorry. So obvious. Phil Jackson. Oh my gosh.
No. I like that. Coach Don, I love you. So let me give them to you real quick. The four people that could come there, Dick was okay, but who the blew Dick out the water was Walter Payton. Walter Payton would have been there. Yeah. When it comes to baseball, would have been Ryan Sandberg. And if you remember, if I still got a Sports Illustrated I'm trying to find, because I know it's worth a lot of money, when Michael Jordan and Ryan Sandberg did a back-to-back photo, Bulls Cub 23-on-23. A lot of people don't have that Time magazine. Michael Jordan, most definitely, even in the young era, because we were getting our butts kicked early on, but Mike turned the city around, because you got to remember, you're going to celebrate a championship, 2 to 3 years? So when the Bears came off the 85 championship, we were still celebrating the Bears in 88, 89. Now Jordan is taking over. Now the Cubbies go in and do what they got to do with Ryan Sandberg. The White Sox win a ring. The other one was Tony Esposito with the Chicago Blackhawks, because the Blackhawks won 2 or 3 back-to-back rings at that time. So let's fast forward to today's time. Ayesha Curry. She's doing what she's got to do. You're marrying a brand. So you got to come with everything with that brand. And if you can't come with everything with that brand, then you need to make a move like Mike and unfortunately Juanita, because that was it. If you have never heard the Earthquake comedian, those that don't know Earthquake, Google him. Earthquake the comedian had a skit in early 2000. He talked about if he had dated Juanita Jordan after Michael Jordan had divorced her, it's nothing he could have done but maybe paid a couple of light bills, maybe the light bill, the cable bill, maybe the gas bill, because she's Juanita Jordan. So she doesn't need my money. So I heard a show was talking about Ayesha Curry. She's talking about, I want to be, out here looked at by these guys, but I'm not getting enough eyes on me. My husband is. Well, what you want? Steph ain't said nothing, because why? He's too good of a guy. And Val, he didn't grow up in the hood, right? His old man, Dale was a hell of a ball player. So his mother, beautiful. Steph grew up in the burbs. Him and his brother, they grew up with money. Brother went on to Duke to play ball. Steph went on to Davidson to play basketball. Steph wasn't even looked at. He grew his whole image and then ended up going to the league, and now he's a Hall of Famer. So you knew what you were getting into. Yeah, you wanted him to be a high school coach, but he blew up. Maybe you should have dated his brother. But you did. Right? You should have dated his brother, but you dated him. Now you're married with 4 kids, and now he's a logo. And when I'm saying logo is that this boy has done something most NBA guys, Val, tell me if I'm right or am I wrong. Most of these guys that go through stuff that we're talking about tonight got them 2 or 3 honeys on the side. They don't give a damn about their main wife. I don't care. Just bounce. I got little whatever over here. But Steph ain't never done that. Steph was on his grind. They got the Ayesha and Steph Curry Foundation. He gave her a cooking show. And as Coach Richardson said, he's showing up on her cooking show with pots and pans, tasting her food. So she's out there every day. It ain't like he took anything away from her. And then if she wanted to do anything, he gave her everything she needed. And all of a sudden you tell me that because you worried about, little Rachel or little Karen looking at my man, that I need to get some more attention. You go out there and get Ray and them boys from the hood that beat you out and beat you down. Then all of a sudden they ain't got no job taking your money. Then you're going to find out how good you had it.
Well, here's the thing. And I'll just say this like I'll say it again. Ayesha has a right to feel the feelings she feels. I'm just gonna put it out there, because when I heard her on the what is this called? What's the name of this podcast she was on?
Call Me Daddy.
Call Me Daddy podcast. When she was on this Call Me Daddy podcast, I was thinking she was, just kind of sharing. And there's a part where you overshare. Now, here's the thing.
Right.
Here's the thing. A wonderful thing that some brands have, especially the bigger brands via companies and other places. You have a publicist.
He's
And
under Armour.
or
You think he's
and, no. You have a publicist. You have you have the handler. You have the people that that says no, stop the show. We gotta walk that back, or you can't publish that. Who is this? Very recently, Jennifer Lopez is promoting her brand new movie, whatever. She's got the Kiss of the Spider Woman. Mm-hmm. And there was a very uncomfortable interview she had with someone on the NBC Today show. And her and Ben Affleck have separated, and she's giving everybody this, and her publicist is doing the same thing. Don't ask about Ben Affleck. Don't talk about it. The divorce, all of this is whatever they tell them. Don't talk about it. And I feel like maybe that buffer person is not there for Aisha. I don't think.
But you just said it. They told her don't talk about it. She did this shit free will, Val. They asked her and she answered it. She went on the podcast talking about, I'm just, I need more men with their eyes on me. I go in public and
people
all these
taking that the wrong way.
Wrong way. I'm gonna take the wrong way. Shit. If she tell me I need more eyes on, the moment I see in the mall, I'm doing this.
But all I'm saying is that it's being harshly misinterpreted. And I think this was something she possibly should not have said. Because I feel like I understand what she means as a woman, because I get that way where I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish somebody would whistle or flirt with me. But
you know what I think she's doing?
What do you think she's doing?
That brand value. You just hit it on the head a minute ago. She is setting up that brand, because what woman in their right mind got a husband that's worth $1 billion, not with an M, but with a B? Hold on. And then she does all this stuff and she has no worries. And then all of a sudden she's talking about, because if she leaves, Steph married her and had her since high school. So I truly love you. I don't even need a prenup because I truly love you. I'm not even worried about what my mom and my daddy went through. This is my relationship with you. And I'm not out there. Right? Because that dude's out there. He could be out there. He playing golf. He playing basketball. He got a foundation. He could be out there. But he's not. But instead, I'm home with you. Got my daughters on the interview. Got my other kids. Got 4 kids with you. I'm doing everything I got to do. Most of the time, Val, when we hear this stuff, it's because we got the NBA guy that's stupid. You know that. He's already got 4 or 5 Kim Kardashians, right? He just want to figure out which one he want to be with. Steph ain't got that. How many times have you actually went into a conversation, Val, of an athlete to super duper 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 rich that is not about the athlete, it's about the wife, the underlayment?
It unfortunately has never been about the wife. And Coach Richardson, she said, Steph is wholesome, doesn't portray himself as a neo. Oh my gosh, that singer who has 4 or 5 women that he parades in public.
Correct.
Like, here's the thing that we appreciate that about Steph, and I appreciate that about him. And here's the thing: I don't know if you're saying that Aisha grew up in a ghetto or something. She's from Canada.
No, she didn't grow up in a ghetto. She made her first mistake. She went back and kicked it with Drake. Drake was already on his whatever, but she made that mistake, and they told her don't go do that. She went out into Canada and did all that. Then she came to the States and then met Steph. What I'm saying is that she's got enough friends, Drake and a few people in the music industry, and do all that. She could have been out there doing whatever she wanted to do. But the thing is, Val, she's got a great family situation. That'd be different if you had a messy situation and then
you're trying to run away from.
Exactly. And you're bringing your mess to the forefront. And you're like, Val can't cook shit. I can't wait to leave this damn house. I go down to the Waffle House every other night. When she go to sleep, I go eat the Waffle House every damn night. But I'm gonna tell her husband, it's great. No, he ain't doing that. He's at the crib doing everything he's got to do, being an outstanding dad. Got his kids with him all the time, working his kids out, just like Kobe and all this other stuff did. But then you, the male, not your situation, but the problem is brought to the forefront from the woman. It's totally different. Yeah. Let's take a halftime break. We're going to change the subject and change on the dime. We'll be right back. Pay these halftime bills, Val. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
I've always thought about how my mom has supported me in any creative endeavor. How beautiful was it for your mom to be the superhero in your life and show up in your creative ventures with this book?
People ask her to sign the book more than they ask me to sign the book. Sometimes I step to the side, I take their picture. And, we have to celebrate our mothers. We got to celebrate our beginning. So she comes out with me. Every event, she is there. Even when I tell her she does not need to come, she will show up in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, okay, you coming? Okay. I'm like, all right.
And she got a bottle of wine in her hand.
What in the world? Why are you giving her alcohol?
I'm just saying. She showed up in the parking lot. She got a bottle of wine, nice wine. She's going to set it down. She ready for the show, Val. You know what I'm saying? Because the funny part about it is, CJ, I've actually talked to Val. I thought about, writing a book myself called My Man's in Them.
I love it.
And look at Val.
My man's in them.
My man's in them. But you got to read the book. You got to read the book. But it's a play. CJ, I apologize because Val should have dropped some old Dub C so you could have came out crip walking. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not flamed up right now. I got to hold on. Trying to get me shot.
Going back to school tomorrow, like, I saw you, Miss Charles. I saw you.
I mean, I can crip walk, so please, but I'm kind of, I'm authoring right now. You guys are funny.
Man, welcome back to season 4, episode 406 on the Pull Up Podcast shows. We have an in-depth conversation as we're going to change on a dime, talk about the business of basketball and how all of these Hall of Famers have just been into the business of basketball. Shaquille O'Neal talks about, Val, recently how he was super jealous of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, not jealous in terms of, them as a person, but jealous in terms of them as a business person, because jealousy made him work harder. And he saw Michael Jordan, the first black man to own an NBA franchise, and Magic Johnson to take Johnson Enterprises and then launch all these movie theaters during the freaking pandemic. And then when the pandemic was lifted, everybody went to the show, but they were at Magic Johnson's Enterprises movie theaters. It was like awesome. So Shaq decided to do what he had to do. And now he's got, as he says, he's a DJ called the Diesel. He's a businessman, $500 million and counting. Papa John's owner, got the brand owner, got him some wing stops, also into Pepsi. And of course, if you don't understand him on that Icy Hot commercial, because his muscles is always hurting every time I see him, Val. And then he with the little suit, man, called the general. Every time I see him with the damn general, they're like, what you doing with the general? Got a helmet on, it don't even fit his head. You know what I mean? But Shaq Diesel said, hey, I had to turn to my third career. And the third career was being the most successful businessman. But let me tell you, people, Shaq didn't just do it by business. The man is a doctor. He went on and got his master's, his PhD, and his doctorate degree. So it ain't like he's just telling you about something. He has worked hard in the classroom outside of basketball to do this stuff. Man, Val, it is like absolutely incredible. And then the part that's going to hurt me most, and Val, I don't know if you know this or not, TNT, as we go to the fourth quarter and kick off, Shaq Barkley and my homeboy I talked to, Kenny the Jet with Ernie, will not be on TNT because the new basketball season is moving to where? Peacock and NBC. And guess who's going to be the honorary guest announcer, Val?
It's going to be Shaq.
Shaq was on TNT.
Oh, he sure was. I don't know who's going to be the person. Yeah, I wanted to make sure.
You're wearing a hat. What's on your hat?
Oh, what's on my hat? My hat is Michael's on my hat. Michael Jordan's on my hat right here. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Michael Jordan is the new voice for the NBA this year on NBC. Incredible. So Mike steps away from a partnership with Charlotte, steps away from playing all that damn golf and smoking them cigars, steps away from Bubba Watson on the NASCAR circuit, and Michael Jordan steps into the booth this year. Now, here's my thought.
What's your thought?
Last time I saw this happen with a great, and I don't know, Coach Richardson, I want to hear your comment on this. Trust me, I want to hear your comment. The last person in his stature was Magic Johnson. He was terrible. Magic Johnson on the mic was terrible. Love Reggie Miller. And Magic couldn't be, well, Magic couldn't be, biased at all, Val. It was all about the Lakers and all about what he did. People don't want to hear that. Reggie is game by game by game based on what they're doing. And he gives you what he thinks they're doing. And a big comment is going to be, I wonder how Mike is going to be. I wonder if Mike's going to come in and going to be stale or going to be exciting. Because remember in football, they knocked Tom Brady, and then they started putting these commercials around Tom Brady. Now Tom Brady is quickly being the GOAT behind him and my boy, and whatnot. So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they're behind Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman with the Cowboys transitioned into football. So now it's Michael's turn because Michael's the last great. Isaiah Thomas did it, Magic Johnson. Now here comes Michael. So I'm wondering how that's going to lay out this season.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say this. All right, some of the former players, top players that are announcing. Shaquille is listed in as a former champion. Correct. Now announcer. There's Charles Barkley. You just mentioned Reggie Miller. Yep. Bill, are you a fan of how he announced when he was announcing?
Bill, hats go off. Former Bill passed away. I love Bill Walton, but Bill was biased as well. But Bill, being a great post player back in his day and what he did with Lou Alcindor, which is i.e., Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I like Bill Walton. Bill just stayed. I'm gonna tell you, Bill to me personally was a better college basketball announcer than he was in the NBA because his excitement for college basketball was just phenomenal.
All right. And another person I'm a fan of, they have listed as a former player, Kenny Smith. I was always a fan.
Talk to the Jet. Jets. I love the Jet analysis. He's a guard, never played the big. Kenny tells you how it is. I know Shaq has problems with him. I know Barkley be tripping with him. But hey, the Jet, I love the Jet. Get on the podcast, Jay. I done already told you, man. I know you got the school down in Florida. Take a moment. Get on with your boy, Coach Tony, man. Pull up on me.
Mark Jackson, ESPN, and then also Draymond Green.
Draymond.
How do you like Draymond? How do you think he is as an announcer?
Draymond Green is like the Dennis Rodman, right? We know he's a straight thug. We know he's gonna go put them paws on you. We know he gonna bag you down, pose, put all that ass on you, then put the paws on you. We know he's Dennis Rodman in a new light. And like Coach Richardson said, Michael Jordan, definitely he knows the game. Now the question is, can he be patient to announce and be applauded? That's going to be the question because Coach Richardson, as well as I know, when Magic became the announcer early on, and I want to say early 2000s, Magic was biased. If it wasn't the Lakers and then the Lakers played, he started talking about the Showtime and this and that. It was cool. I love what Magic did, but he was biased. Val, that's what made Reggie Miller and Mark Jackson so good because Mark Jackson had a statement, and that statement has made him $1 million because Mark Jackson will come on late night and he'll see somebody go behind the back, drop off a pass, or kick it out, or pull up with a jumper, and Mark Jackson say, man, mama, that go that man again. And that became a household statement. And everyone watching the NBA go, what? Man, mama, that go that man again. Now Reggie comes on, he's biased. So the question is going to be, who are they going to team Michael Jordan up with? Now, Val, if they got Michael with Reggie, and they got Michael with Bob Costas, if they got Jordan with Draymond Green, a couple of the guys to help him out, I think it'd be great. But I think if they got Michael in the booth with a person that can't match Michael's intensity, it's going to be a disaster. Yeah. And I want him with Reggie. You know why, Val?
Why you want him with Reggie? Because I really like Reggie.
He used to beat the shit out of Indiana. And I want to hear the story. Oh, yeah, we used to kill Indiana. And I want to hear the stories. I want to hear when Reggie was talking about putting an elbow in the back of Mike's neck when he clotheslined him and going to the goal. I tell these young guys now today, don't get me wrong, I love LeBron and all them. They couldn't have played when we played back in the 80s, Val, because we were too rough. We're going to put them bowls on you. Lambeer going to put you in the stands. We're going to put a jaw. We're going to put a fist in your jaw. We're going to fight. We're going to do everything. That was old school basketball. That's why David Stearns and those guys had to clean it up. And that's why the NBA is a little different today, you know?
Well, I think it's a matter of capturing and maybe asking some of the old audience to come back and watch and listen. Because I always felt like Albert he's always been one of the best commentators, because he would always cheer for the basket, the win. And I don't know if he was biased to us in the 90s with the Bulls, but he would be like, yes, Jordan. And you would just,
I love you, Jordan. I love it.
You would hear it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like, I mean, he's excited. So I don't know in the background who Jordan has been cheering for regarding the NBA. Like, is he been cheering
the Bulls? I mean, in Charlotte. Yeah, he owns Charlotte, Val. Yeah, he
owns Charlotte, but your eyes as an owner, you're looking at everybody. You can't just look at your team. Your eyes are everywhere. So I'm wondering, who has he been looking at and kind of, cheering in the background, like, oh wow, that was a really great pass, or oh, I really love what Steph has done. Oh, I really love seeing how the OK Thunder did. Like,
that's so good about NBC, Val.
What about NBC?
They killing it because they pick up Jordan. And who killed NBA sports last year for us? One person.
I'm afraid to answer that question. Who was it?
Snoop.
Snoop killed it?
Come on, Val. The Olympics.
He did good, right?
No, he didn't do good. What are you talking about? Did good? He did.
Oh, he did bad. He did bad.
Not bad. $17.9 million was Snoop made just for the Olympics. They paid him over $1 million a week. Val, would you take $1 million from me a week to do this podcast?
Sure.
Exactly. would you call that good, or would you call that great?
That is above great. That is phenomenal. So that is awesome.
He killed the Olympics so bad, they got Snoop Dogg doing the Winter Olympics, started in February. The Winter Olympics. So Snoop about to come with them, that cold fur with the Chicago Parker. You know how we do. Coach Richardson, you know how y'all do up in Philly. We gotta pack it in with the coat. We gotta be strapped with the scarves. We're gonna be with the Timbos on. Snoop about to come tight. Now you get Snoop to come off in the middle of the basketball season, Val. So think about this year on NBC. You got Snoop Dogg doing the Winter Olympics and Michael Jordan doing basketball on NBC. You can't ask for nothing bigger.
Well, if it's about ratings, and definitely want to make sure that people come to our streaming platform. So
please come up in here.
Please come. Please get the subscription so you could want to stay with us.
Yes.
So if I want to exclusively hear Jordan as a special commentator on the Peacock aired NBA on NBC shows, I'm going to tune in to hear that, because if I, in my mind, if I got a pair of Jordans, or
you do get a pair of Jordans.
Exactly. I want to hear the person I've idolized in my childhood or I've heard about, and hear what he thinks about the sport. So this is very exciting to know that he is coming to it. But one thing I was thinking, I said, man, I am excited because I haven't really been excited for who's got me excited about basketball recently has been the wins. And I don't know.
Your boy, Coach Tony got you excited about basketball. Everything else is secondary.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. I guess we need to wrap up the quarter.
We're gonna wrap this quarter up. Me and Val out here wilding out. All that. We're gonna come back. Speaking of basketball, we're gonna start the preview of the 25-26 NBA. I want to hear your thoughts about who we're looking at. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Woohoo!
Hey, I'm Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. For every Monday, we break down the game quarter by quarter and give you information as well as break down the coach. Join us on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast.
Man, welcome back. We're definitely going into overtime. Man, this is your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. My sidekick is rolling tonight. Val get dropping that nuggets for y'all tonight. That fire. She got comments after comments, and now I'm like, good. Hey, you guys do not understand. From the time I got Val, and she's on like a 24, 36 month like hiatus where she's just been learning the sports game. It's dope, and it's good to hear her talk sports because if this had been Val the voice a few years ago, whatever you say.
Hey, I don't know sports like you. I'm still learning. I know a little bit.
Man, when I say you kidding. So here we go. We're going to turn the table. Speaking of a little bit, y'all see I'm dripped out in my Bulls gear. Come on, man. You know, I got some people say, man, Coach, does the city of Chicago pay you like a commission? Because every time I see you, you pulling up in some Chicago gear. Come on, man. You know, that's how we do.
It's called representing home.
We're representing. Always rep. I'm always going to rep the South Side. Always hard. Big time. Listen, so we're NBA preview tomorrow night, the game of all games. Here's what I'm hoping, Val. Can Steph Curry keep his mind on the game? Because what I don't want to see, I'm serious. Coach Richardson alluded to it earlier. You know what I mean? She get it. I don't need Aisha messing up my FanDuel for promotional purposes only. I got to make some money. I don't need Aisha messing up my money because Steph get to the game. He mad because she cooked some green beans last night. He wanted potatoes. Come on now. I can't do that.
I don't think that's going to be a situation.
She cooking. You got to make my hey. It's basketball season. I need my meals. I don't need your meals.
Here's the thing. I'm excited. I don't know how they're going to do this, but we got NBC and Peacock. Everything gets kicked off tomorrow night. Who are the four teams we're going to be seeing?
So we got Oklahoma, which is my boys. Coach Richardson put this down and a few other people for promotional
purposes only.
That boy at the top of the screen right there, Shea Gildress, Oklahoma Thunder. Man, they are the closest thing to my 91, 92, 93 Chicago Bulls. Aww. They are the closest team that I think had the ability to three-peat. Let me listen to this out of Coach Tony's mouth. They won this year. I got right now, they tell me that it is, let me read this here. The Oklahoma Thunder is a plus 285 favorite to win back-to-back. They young. They ain't lost nobody. And the owners did a smart thing, Val. You know what they did?
What did they do?
They won out and they lock down the first 6 guys, starting lineup, and the first guy off the bench, pay them what they want. So they don't lose anybody that's worthwhile. And then they went out, the number 7 guy, they went out and matched his contract and gave him $1.5 million. So the first 7 guys that they've been playing with Dort and these guys off the bench, they good. They good. Most teams are dumping their bench, dumping their roster, trying to figure out who's going to play together. LeBron James, I love him to death. Oldest cat in the game right now that's playing. But is he going to be mentally in there because the Lakers cut his son? So now we can be done with that conversation. We ain't got to worry about is little Bronny going to make it. He out of there. So now
he's gone. He's gone now.
So now the question becomes, LeBron needs to pass the torch to Luka. We need to figure out how that's going to be done. And then LeBron needs to give us a farewell show, right? We need to get some rocking chairs. We need to get some Harley Davidson motorcycles.
I don't know, a rocking chair. Why would we get a rocking chair?
Because he's the old man. He's the old man. We gonna trust me. We won't get him a rocking chair.
Oh, that is so mean.
See like this, Val? See how you doing it?
That is so mean.
Hey.
To LeBron. I mean, but you
Harley Davidson. He's gonna ride out in the sunset on his Harley. We got to make LeBron James. Last year in the league, rodeo show, to my personal opinion, and I'm a Jordan guy, I'm a Kobe guy, but LeBron, the oldest guy in the game, the number 1 scorer in the NBA, and he's going to break a few more records. We have got to send this man out on top. I love LeBron. I think he's done it phenomenal. So we've got to send him out. The NBA's got to do something that they've never, ever seen. I think, Val, every arena he comes to and he walks in, you know what they should do?
What should they do? The king is here?
No, put on a fireworks show. Bow, 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 bow.
Well, the conversation always goes back and it always comes up, especially in NBA talks, and says, well, who are your top 5 or the greatest?
Oh, my top 5?
All players, your top. No, I'm just saying I
can get it to you right off the bat.
Well, that's wonderful. Before you give it to me off the top of the bat, I just know that LeBron comes up, especially in the top 5 of many people's favorite all-time NBA. And so I understand this. So, and I know you keep talking, break out the rocking chairs. He's old, the Harley Davidson, but to keep this stamina
21 years
for 21 years, I would love to see. I don't know if it'll happen. I would love to see the Lakers go all the way to the playoffs. They don't have to win, but I'd love to see them go to the playoffs.
I love to see
go to the first. And I bet you, whatever that, if unfortunately it looks as though they're not going to finish the playoffs, like in that first round, if they get eliminated, I bet you anything that series, that's going to be a sellout series. And if he hints at any time before the end of the NBA season, which is in April to May of 2026, if he even hints, okay, this is it, this is my swan song, I'm retiring, the ticket prices to any of his games that he plays against and anyone on the NBA, it's going to be so high. It's going to be so loud.
Every ticket is a collectible. Think about it. Every ticket is collectible. Because I was there the night LeBron had his last game in Chicago. I was there the night. No. I'm just telling you, that's what the story is going to be. I was there the night the last game he played in Detroit. Every ticket, that entire 100 and the entire 82 games is a collectible. And what you just said is great because you only got 40 games on the road, right? 40 games on the road, 41 games at home. So the you can't send this man out on, well, you can't send him out on nothing that he want to be. Hell no. We got to send him out on some funny stuff. Like we got to give him some like some gray beard. We got to give him some that beard stuff you put on your beard and make it turn from gray to black. We got to send him on some couple wigs. We got to set him up with a rocking chair. We got to send him up with some icy.
I don't understand.
Shaq icy hot, all that.
I don't understand any of that. So this must be a guy thing. It must be a jokey joke thing. I don't know. Is it a jokey
joke? You are an athlete and you running every day, but you got to be in that chamber, sitting in that ice water. Val, have you ever taken an ice bath?
I have. They're very uncomfortable.
Exactly. But he's been doing it for 20-some years.
Well, that's how he gets it. That's how he stays in such great shape. And he's a machine. And that's the number one thing. But you know what I would love to do, Coach, and I probably will have to make this arrangement with one of my family members out in Los Angeles. I want to see a home Los Angeles game with him in it.
Oh, man, I would love to do that with you. You get that, give me an extra ticket. I would love to roll to LA to see a game in LA with the Stars. As a matter of fact, my homeboy, I'm gonna try to make that happen for me because my homeboy live in Malibu. I'm gonna call him up.
Yeah,
he got season tickets, but that would be phenomenal. And the thing is, Val, is this. I think that, right now he has the all-time leading points. He's gonna probably have the most assists right now. It's topping Magic and a few other guys. LeBron's gonna set some records that may not ever be broken. And believe it, me, I'm not glad, but I'm just glad to see that the situation with his son has been rectified. So he doesn't have to go an entire season and dealing with what I'm doing. Are you going to play my son? He ain't got to deal with that no more. It's already been decided. So he can just go ahead and have a season. Now, here's a question. He's got to decide, how is he going to pass the torch to Luka? And then how is he going to get the torch to retire? Because to me, you can't do them both, right? I can't have this wonderful pull-up podcast show and pass the torch to Val, the voice, because she's going to become the new host of the pull-up podcast show, and Coach Tony going to ride in the sunset on Ohio Silver. But I can give her the torch, and then I can have my farewell tour. You know what I mean? Because I can roll with that. So that's my big thing, is just to kind of see exactly how LeBron is going to roll with that. I'm hoping that, that Jordan, here's what I'm hoping. This to be, when I say the most expensive pair of shoes ever. And Mike, I'm going to need my 15% if you listen to me tonight. But I would love to see Michael Jordan make the first ever pair of LeBron James Jordans as a retirement gift to LeBron James, because both of those guys are Nike, but Jordan obviously insinuated that he's only the Jordan brand. And LeBron's never had a Jordan brand shoe. He's only been Nike. But I would love to see Nike and Jordan collab and maybe make a shoe with the swoosh, with a slash, with the jump man on the back of the shoe with a one-time opportunity. That shoe will go through the roof in terms of sales. My personal.
Yeah. Okay. And I, you know what? I think that would be something fun to see. And it would be really good to see how that torch gets passed. Cause I'm thinking about that. And I believe Luka is one of the best players besides LeBron on the LA Lakers. So if I was Luke, I'd have my ear to the grindstone, checking him, listening to him, like, okay, and the other coach on with a jersey on is LeBron, right. So I'm going to be listening to him and memorizing these plays, because here's the thing: the opposition, great teams study other teams to know the moves that they should be making.
Correct, exactly right. And I do that every night, Val, because I'm scouting. Right, Coach Richardson? We scouting out here. We scout.
Exactly. She said that would be fire. That would be fire.
Yeah. Come on now. You got a situation where you think you got the number one apparel in the world in Jordan. You got babies that never seen Mike play, Val. You know that. You got relatives and nephews and nieces that never ever seen Michael Jordan in their life. But you wear a pair of Jordan with anything. You wear a pair of Jordan with a suit. Who the hell thought about that? I wear a pair of ones. I got on a Tommy Hilfiger suit with a pair of ones, and I'm still fresh. Come on. Ain't nobody wearing bronze. They wearing Jordans. So to get that, I think for Mike to do that on a farewell tour, that would be something that's never, ever, 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 ever been done by any brand anywhere. So Mike, if you listen to me, pull up on the Pull Up Podcast show, talk to your boy, Coach Tony, so I can show you how to get that done. And Megan, she
right.
was like, wait a minute, I made it, but we need to catch the replay. Megan, girl.
Yeah, exactly. And let's do this real. Okay, let's do this real quick. We're officially in overtime. That's all to make sure we officially did that.
And by the way, Val, because I know you love me in terms of what you do, I got to send a shout out to your boys yesterday because our Chicago Bears put on a show against the Saints. And I know we're talking basketball, but I got to shout out the Bears. In Minnesota lost. Detroit's winning right now. Hopefully Tampa Bay can come back and win this game. And then this NFC North is going to change, girl. It's going to look different.
And we should probably roll up and talk football next week. But I definitely want to make sure we mentioned this since we were talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. And
yes, I can't get out of here without talking about this. I mean,
gotta talk about the young lady who's going to be the creative director at the LA Lakers. Who is this?
And I don't know the details, the internal, because everyone can talk about it. And I know Jenny Buss, thank you very much. But I'm going to say Magic Johnson. And without Magic probably doing something, this is probably a behind the scenes Magic that don't put my name in it. I'm sure this had Magic's hands all over it. But Natalia Bryant, to do this, I mean, it almost brought tears to my eyes. I had to bring it to you because we know we're a few years removed from Kobe and his daughter dying. And, we knew what the Black Mama meant so much to the game. And for those that are Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls fan, to see Mike even say that Kobe was the closest protege or look-alike to what he did and the things he was going to try to do. And the biggest thing for me, Val, I don't know about you, that really gets to me is Kobe was the biggest influence to the women's game. And I only can imagine right now with the WNBA, with the headways and what's going on. And I think that if Kobe was here today, and I think the words that he would have talked about, and he would have probably put his own personal money up and did some things behind that. And I think that the NBA, some of the money situation may would have changed because he was such an advocate of women's basketball with his daughter doing everything. And to have Natalia now with the Lakers as a creative director, and she put together her own movie that's coming out dealing with the Lakers. I mean, this is phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to just see it. I mean, I can't wait to do it. And it's just great that you see Magic right there. I'm just great that they accepted her and they said, girl, come on in and do what you got to do. And she just became a creative director and she's producing this short film. And we're going to probably see some things in this short film, Val, that we'd never probably ever seen about Kobe. Think about some of the personal pictures that she'll probably have in it of the home life and trips and AAU games and whatever. I mean, I'm waiting to see this.
Yeah, I think this is a wonderful legacy that his daughter is now able to kind of continue. And and you're right. Definitely Magic probably had a hand in it, but he was like, I don't want any credit. Don't mention any credit.
Just
do what you do because and people, that's not fair. And it's like, no, none of that. It's about carrying on the legacy of her father and
who's one of the greatest ball players ever. Hall of Fame.
And think about it, all around Los Angeles. I did this in 2020, probably with my cousin because we were visiting Los Angeles. I'll never forget this.
I remember that.
We went around and saw all the murals. They were beautiful of Kobe and his daughter. And then eventually, I think almost a year later, they unveiled this beautiful bronze statue that's now in front of where they play now in Los Angeles. Is it the Staples Center?
Yes, Val, the Staples Center.
Okay, it's the Staples Center. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm not getting things twisted, but I just know that it's good to see what Natalia's gonna do, and I'm excited to see where this goes. And I'm grateful that she'll be carrying on her father's legacy as a creative director, not playing basketball, but being in the I like to call it the office, the front office.
The office, yes. And you know who I'm hoping get a part of this and help her out?
Who?
I'm hoping LeBron James, boy, Maverick. I'm hoping Maverick somehow is behind this, and I don't know the credits yet, but I'm hoping that with LeBron. I'm hoping he stepped up and he got Maverick to help her out and get her on her way. Because, to get a short film like this, and I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping, because I'm gonna definitely tune in. And matter of fact, Val, when the short film comes out, whether it be us and Lou's Talk on Tuesday, we're gonna have this on the show. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break it down.
It would be. I would just go ahead and just make this prediction. I would love Natalia to come on the show.
Yeah, let's do it. Reach out.
Reach out, her background and all the rest of that. And I want to make sure that we said hello. He gave us a shout out early on. Mr. Springer is in the building. He says shout out to Coach Tony and Val the Boy.
What's good, baby?
Yeah, it would though. The Pull Up Podcast Show, as we get to talking about the return to the NBA on NBC and Peacock. And yes. Coach Richardson, thank you so very much. I was really enjoying my shirts. I was wearing one of my shirts I got that in the mail.
Coach hooked this up. I had mine on at basketball practice. And Coach, by the way, hey, I killed him on them drills. I killed him. Not killed them, but killed them. KILT, killed them.
Isn't that beautiful? A beautiful thank you note, man.
I just took off my bracelet and all that. I got the girls running that fast break drill right now. Don't put the ball down. Let's go. Now, I had 2 or 3 of the girls came out tonight. Coach is talking about, Coach, we going to practice like this every day? I said, yeah, every day until you quit.
We just wear the people out. We don't care about nothing. We just wear the people out. Oh, my goodness. All right.
Man, we'll do what I do. I told him, listen, I don't coach to lose. I coach to win. So I'm never going to change my program. You either got to.
Oh. Coach, you there? Uh-oh. I think the coach got frozen. All right, let's do this. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention before we go, and I'll see if he's able to come back. The 10 most valuable NBA franchises. We had talked about this offline, and these guys are worth. These are the top 10 most valuable NBA franchises, and I see the Bulls is on here at 6.12 billion. Gosh, and it looks like Golden State is number 1 at 11.3 billion. Are you back, Coach? Are you back? I want to make sure I mentioned this before we went out.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're talking about this because we're down in Tennessee and now poor little Memphis is on the bottom. But you see the Bulls, by the way, this logo, we are still the number 1 apparel worldwide, which is amazing. But it just goes to show you, Val, the change in the monies over the last few years with now the Golden State Warriors, which happens to be our beloved Steve Kerr, still coaching, doing his thing and whatnot. Wow. Got them up there, and the Lakers is right behind it. The Knicks is always going to be in. But you look at this list. There's 4 old school major logos, and who are they? 4.
Old school. The ones that I'm seeing and really noticing out of all of them, the Knicks. That's screaming Knicks, old school to me. That's 1. I see the 76ers. That's really screaming out to me. That's 2. Of course, Boston Celtics.
Yep, that's 3.
That's 3. Then after that, I'm thinking us.
Nah, come on, you missed the Lakers. The Lakers is the oldest logo there. And
it is. Okay.
So you got to look at it. Rewind the tape. The Lakers was killing in the early 80s, right? Conceded to the Boston Celtics, who conceded to the 76ers, who conceded to the Bulls. And then everyone else came back on that side. So thank you for putting that up. And, man, this has been one heck of a show tonight. And, Val, I've been glad you've been riding sidekick. You did great tonight, girl.
Well, anytime I'm prepared, it's a good thing. And of course, we wanted to say, Gia, she said, great conversation tonight.
Thank you,
and Coach Richardson said, glad you are represented. Don't hurt him, Coach.
Hey, man. Hey, Coach, I'm trying to get this district this year. I told him, I said, I gotta find a girl that can play at Temple. So if y'all can't practice hard, I can't put you in the next level. So if you ain't gonna give it to me, I ain't even gonna call nobody.
So we want to make sure that those things happen. But of course, this was fun doing the hosting. Yes. And I'm learning more and more about sports than the law allows. We're doing what we can, and I'm so grateful that you allowed me to be here to shine, but definitely to allow younger athletes to shine. Coach, tell us about the Rise. What's that all about?
You ride like Tonto and the Lone Ranger, right? So we already kicked it like that. So you in the side pocket, Laurel and Hardy. You know, I'm already dating myself. But the Rise, these are the young athletes. I just picked up a golfer recently. I just picked up another tennis star recently out of Mississippi. So, you know, the portfolio is great. I want to send a big shout out to my girl, Brooke Gillian. We brought our athletes out to see her play volleyball last weekend against Indiana State University, and she had the last 5 points, a few kills, a few saves, and it was great. My girls absolutely loved it. That's what the Rise does. And we work with a lot of the athletes and work with brands, trying to make sure we help those kids, Val, do what? Maximize their potential to be the best athlete that they can be. And we know that if they can maximize their potential earnings and unleash what they've got, then we know that the school, the brands, everyone is a winner because the athletes can have an opportunity to get paid. So does the brand. And Coach Richardson understands this wholeheartedly with her program because NIL is here to stay. So that's what we do with the Rise. In order to take a look, reach out to me at www.thetherizeniL.com. And hit me up on the gram too at the Pull Up Podcast Show, because then you know you'll catch Tony. I can talk to you about it.
And of course, I wrote a book called A DJ Saved My Life. It is the personal memoir and the ABCs of starting your own podcast. I'm working with someone right now that wants to start their business podcast, and training starts soon because they want to kick it out in 2028. So but go ahead and scan the QR code or visit the website purelighthouse.media.com to order the book or to read some of our wonderful blogs on how to get started doing and writing your own podcast. Be ready to share your voice. Over the weekend, I got a chance to watch the Daytime Emmy Awards. So it was not on regular television, Coach.
Wow. You should have watched the Hip Hop Legend Award. That's what you should have watched.
Well, hey, I don't know where it's at, but a lot of the award shows are not showing up on television no more.
All I'm saying, Bill was at the Hip Hop Legends Award show in Vegas at the Bellagio, so we may need to talk about that.
Okay, but what I wanted to make sure, the award shows, they are totally not doing what they've done before. You can go to an app now and check them out. And for the Hip Hop Legend Awards, you could probably go to YouTube or an app to see them. So
is that good or bad?
I don't know. And then over the weekend, I feel like it's a combination of both. And then over the weekend, I saw a very interesting film with Keanu Reeves called Good Fortune. I'm going to let you know what I thought about that film as the Chicago International Film Festival gets kicked off here in Chicago over the next week. Over 90 films, independent and otherwise. And I'm going to be checking out a few of those films. So I'm going to let you guys know what is on the mat for myself. Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesday, where we talk films, TV shows, the whole gambit. But we really have a good time. But guys, thank you so very much for joining us on the Pull Up Podcast Show. We'll be back next week with another phenomenal show. Woo-hoo.
Man, this was a phenomenal show off the top. Glad to have you rolling in as my sidekick. You're doing great on the side of the house. I want to thank Coach Richardson, Gia, everyone tonight that pulled up on us. Megan, appreciate you. Always got my kin folks back from the south side. Thank you guys for pulling up on us on the Pull Up Podcast Show. But you know what we say right about now. Peace.
Peace.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the boys and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the boys and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast.